You are awesome. Hey, well, it's time once again for yet another episode of Chicken Tuesday. Let's go. You folks are amongst the most beautiful people in the world, and I do appreciate you a lot. It's Chicken Tuesday, and don't forget to click like, comment, and subscribe. Would you do that? Ring the bell. Don't forget to do that. It's a different hat today, too. So today's question, let me grab my phone. Today's question comes again from BitChute. Thank you, BitChute, folks. Viewers, you guys are awesome. Let's see. Phone's not working. The question today is, are your eggs worth more than the feed you use for your chickens? How many eggs per week is a break-even point for you in regard to keeping the chickens is cost effective? Oh, to regard keeping the chickens cost effective. Well, here we go. In my area, and it's gonna vary from area to area. In my area, eggs go for about 25 cents a piece, roughly. So somewhere between $2.75 and $3 a dozen for, decent eggs. And that's just my area. I don't know what it is out there, so you're gonna have to figure it out. But I figure here it's about 25 cents per egg. If I went to the market and bought a dozen eggs, it's about 25 cents an egg, give or take. Okay, so now considering that the chickens are mature and they're delivering eggs to me, if I include the food, which we've talked about, and all the supplements and all of that, it roughly works out to being about 15 cents per egg. Now, that's not including my time, because I do spend a lot of time with those birds. When I say time, I mean cleaning the pen, making sure that there's ample hay, it's warm, it's dry, all that kind of thing, making sure that the chicken house is in good shape. And obviously I had to buy a chicken house, so I'm not including that, because that was you can look, there's an episode here, and you can look at the playlist for Chicken Tuesday, and you can see what it costs for a chicken house and kind of the varying prices there. So I'm not including the cost of the chicken house. It's about 15 cents per egg. Now, that's after they've already started laying eggs. Prior to that, it takes about 8 months before they actually start laying eggs. So that first 8 months, I'm just dumping food into those little birds, although they're little and they don't eat as much as an adult. I'm dumping some food into them, and supplements and care and electricity, because I plug in a heat lamp nearly 24 hours a day to keep the enclosure that I keep those chicks in warm. And so that burns a little bit of electricity. So I'm not even counting that. So after your first 8 months or so and they start laying, that's when you start realizing a return on your investment. And it's probably a year after that. So these birds are about a year old. Right now, I'm probably running about 25 cents an egg. Next year, it's going to drop down to about 15 cents an egg doing it myself. Now, even if it was a break even, I'd still do it, because I enjoy the animals. I enjoy the interaction. I mean, they're entertainment. You got to like animals. If you like animals, you'll know what I'm talking about. And even them playing with the dog and the dog playing with them, that's a lot of fun. And then I like taking care of them. And so I enjoy the animal. That, and the fact that the eggs, in my opinion, taste far better than anything bought in the store. And the reason is, my chickens are pretty much free range. Now, I do pen them and I do keep them contained quite a bit of time during the day, and especially at night for their protection. But when I'm in the yard and I'm in the garden, or my wife is in the garden, the chickens are out and they're running around and they're kind of free ranging, eating bugs and insects and stuff and getting exercise. All the things that chickens in the chicken farm, when they're laying eggs, those kinds of chickens, they don't get that kind of exercise. The eggs don't taste as good. They're only given one source of food, and my birds get a variety. They get exercise, all of that stuff. So the mere pleasure of having them, plus the fact that the eggs taste so much better, and they really are better for me, I think. Believe it or not, they're actually lower in cholesterol because the foods that they feed, and they force feed these birds to produce and lay, carry a lot of byproduct, and that's why the cholesterol levels can be higher in store-bought. And there's some research on that. You can do your own research and come to your own conclusions. But definitely homegrown is going to be far better. And even if it's a break even, and it is for the first year, the second year is when I start, it's actually cheaper. But even if it was more money, I still might do it rather than buying eggs in the store for all the reasons I mentioned. But right now, yes, I am realizing roughly a break even, and then I would assume next year I'm going to be ahead of the game, having my own birds, laying my own eggs. And, we bake with it and all that stuff. So, yeah. It is cost effective considering it's better for you and all I get from the birds themselves. That makes sense? Yeah. All right. That's all. Thank you for your questions. Bring more questions on. Let's go take a look at some chickens. And if you do have comments, leave them down below. Ask questions. We'll continue on with Chicken Tuesday. Don't forget to press that like button. Share this video with friends of yours, please, as many as you possibly can.